And welcome back to Digimon Partner Series. Today's Digimon Partner Series comes to us from Ghost Warrior Wall, something along those lines. Who asked the question, what is the Digimon partner for Noah Nixon from Generator Rex? Now, I've done Generator Rex, like Rex Salazar before on other videos. I am surprised this is of the characters you'd suggest first that this would be it. But okay. Because he's kind of, not generic's not the right word. He's kind of typical of the best friend character to the hero. Like, there's not much about him that screams unique. Yeah, he was working for a different side for a little bit in the series, but ultimately that doesn't really lead much anywhere, really, in terms of turncoating or whatever. I mean, look at Ken from season 2 when he was Digimon Emperor. He had Wormmon, this very kind, gentle guy, gentle Digimon, as his partner, was turned into Stingmon. I mean, Wormmon really doesn't represent his personality all that much until you maybe hit Stingmon, and then it's kind of more balanced out. Granted, he had the crest of kindness, so I mean, take that for what it's worth. But still, I did the best I could. And one of the things I did kind of lean towards was the fact that in the Generator Rex universe, if I'm not mistaken, and I might not be remembering it 100% correct, there's like the world has, there's like nanites within like everyone and stuff. Like everyone is kind of hybridized a little bit, partially with like usually it doesn't manifest in any serious way. It's all part of people's biology now. Like, I can't remember if it was like nanites or whatever exactly it was, but it was something along those lines. So I did kind of want to go that route a little bit for something that, for a Digimon partner in that sense. But, so I decided to go with Toy Agumon. Toy Agumon's a fun little Digimon. I've always enjoyed Toy. I've always enjoyed the Agumon line in general, but there are multiple variants of the Agumon line. And you know, it's a fun little block Digimon. It also represents something like, I say, a younger kid in theory could have, being a toy-based Digimon, who's also kind of classified as a puppet Digimon in some ways. But then I went beyond that. Okay, where does this go? And seeing as this is a world where, you know, there are, you know, monsters kind of around to fight, and, you know, battles do take place, a Digimon that kind of leans towards that would make sense. So I went with Tankmon. I do like this big image I found of Tankmon. It's a little blurry, but still a good image. Tankmon makes sense, especially for, you know, people who are involved in involved with the military in some way. Are you know, having to battle multiple battle multiple like opponents on a day-to-day basis. So I like the idea of Tankmon here. But this is where it got a little tricky, because honestly, Toy Agumon didn't have any real evolutionary line. So I actually had to build this one from the ground up a little bit. Now, the rest of this does lean into an evolutionary line. Next one up was Nightmon. This would make sense as he did overall come to Rex's side of the call it war, call it struggle. Either way, he did ultimately come to Rex's side of it. And as someone who would protect, that would make sense for him to have something like a Nightmon in that sense. So Nightmon I felt worked. Nightmon's always, you know, Nightmon as a concept is so basic, but I love Nightmon's design. It looks like a Pokemon that could F you up. A Digimon that could F you up. Then ultimately it came to Mega. And I don't lean heavily into like the Royal Knights aspects very often, but he's often considered a very intelligent guy. So I went with the more tactical of the Royal Knights here, because this is something Nightmon can digivolve into. And that is Leopardmon, also known as Duftmon in some of the other mediums. But Leopardmon is one of the Royal Knights. He's basically kind of the strategic mind behind the Royal Knights. He has a leopard mode, which does vary. It looks like a leopard here. but he's still extremely strong. He's also a little antagonistic too, to say the least. But he's I by the way, I like this image too. He looks kind of angelic, even though he's not. So look, it's not the most coherent, but that's because, or at least Digimon partner to Digimon to partner, Digimon to partner I've ever done. But at the same time, the character doesn't have the strongest presence as a character to really give me much to go with. So yeah, this is my thoughts. Let me know in the comments what you think. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time.